top stories. Journalists hail Addis Ababa's remarkable transformation, call for balanced African narrative. Hello and welcome to ABC World with the news. I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. UK Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner has pledged to strengthen the UK-Ethiopia relationship, focusing on economic growth, trade and development. Rayner arrived in Addis Ababa early on Sunday for a state visit, where she was warmly welcomed by Ethiopian Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Tiruneh. During her visit, Rayner emphasized the UK's commitment to supporting Ethiopia's economic growth, particularly in areas such as trade, investment, health and education. Rayner stated that she is delighted to be in Ethiopia, noting her role as Deputy Prime Minister and her commitment to demonstrating the UK's dedication to the region. She emphasized that she is in Ethiopia to promote partnerships aimed at mutual economic growth. She expressed her goal to deepen ties between the two nations, benefiting both the Ethiopian people and the UK. Rayner is expected to meet with Ethiopian leaders and business representatives to explore new opportunities for collaboration with a focus on mutual prosperity. Ethiopia State Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Misganu Arega conferred with H.A. Sivaraja, non-resident ambassador of Singapore to Ethiopia, to discuss strengthening bilateral ties. Ambassador Misganu expressed Ethiopia's desire to deepen relations with Singapore in trade, investment and technology. He also emphasized Addis Ababa's role as a diplomatic hub and the potential benefits for Singapore in establishing a mission in Ethiopia. Ambassador Sivaraja praised Ethiopia's diplomatic efforts and noted that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's recent visit to Singapore highlighted Ethiopia's commitment to enhancing partnerships. The two diplomats discussed expanding cooperation in transportation, green city development and multilateral forums. This meeting builds upon the Memorandum of Understanding signed in June 2024 between the foreign ministers of both countries, aiming to establish regular consultations and explore new areas of collaboration. Additionally, during Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's visit to Singapore in June 2024, both nations agreed to enhance cooperation in air connectivity, logistics, digitalization, and capacity building, reflecting a shared commitment to strengthening bilateral relations. These developments underscore the growing partnerships between Ethiopia and Singapore, with both countries committed to fostering deeper economic and diplomatic ties. African leaders have concluded the 38th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, emphasizing the need for reparations for colonial-era injustices. The summit endorsed the 2025 theme, Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparations. Key discussions included AU institutional reforms, securing permanent UN Security Council representation, regional peace and security, and the implementation of the African Free Trade Area. The summit also addressed trade and economic integration, agricultural development, climate change, human rights, and empowerment of women and youth. In leadership elections, Djibouti's Foreign Minister Mahmoud Ali Yusuf was elected as the new chairperson of the African Union Commission, succeeding Moussa Faki of Chad. Yusuf's tenure is expected to focus on addressing pressing challenges, including military juntas in West Africa and conflicts in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Reparatory justice aims to promoting healing, equity and recognition of African people's rights and contributions, addressing historical injustices from colonization, slavery and systemic discrimination. And finally, journalists covering the 2025 African Union Summit in Addis Ababa have praised the city's rapid urbanization, calling its development amazing. They highlighted the transformation as a testament to Africa's growth and modernization. Beyond the infrastructure boom, the journalists emphasized the importance of telling Africa's story from an African perspective, challenging negative Western narratives. They underscored the need for balanced reporting that reflects the continent's achievements and the potential. Take a look.
My name is Dawood Ali. I'm a reporter of Al Arabi TV. That's the first time I came here to make a media cover to the African Union Summit.
I'm from Kenya. I work in Turkey, a Turkish radio and television station. It's a national broadcast and international media house.
I have little time to see some streets in Addis Ababa, but I found that there is a very fantastic development in the city. I visit Addis since 4 years ago or 5 years ago, but it's not like this. There is a huge infrastructure, constructions, projects, skyscrapers.
It's my first time being here in Ethiopia and I really love it. When I got here, I was really amazed by the environment that I've seen. To me, I was even telling my colleague, Ethiopia looks like another Europe in Africa. The lights, the buildings, it's beautiful, it's clean, the people are friendly, they're warm, I like the food, like it's natural, yeah.
My name is Nick Mudimba. I'm a reporter with the CGT in Africa, that is China Global Television Network. And yeah, so we are here in Addis Ababa to cover the African Union Summit.
My name is Beatrice Marshall. I work for China Media Group. I'm based in the Africa headquarters in Nairobi.
I'm so proud of Addis Ababa and of course as a city and Ethiopia as a country because we've seen a lot of transition. It's beautiful. It's more beautiful than it was. A lot of organization, a lot of planning. At night is amazing. And I think the government of Ethiopia has done a very marvelous job in just making this city a beautiful city because I can't really compare the first time I was here to what I'm seeing this year. So Addis is very beautiful, Addis is very clean, the people are more courteous, and of course the language, English language is improving big time. And yes, Addis looks beautiful.
Addis particularly, what has amazed me is the transformation of Addis Ababa in the last 1 year. I always come every year for the African Union Summit, but now I see that Addis Ababa has transformed immensely. The city has gotten bigger, the landscaping is so wonderful. It is now, the transformation is just wonderful to see.
My name is George Spencer Quay and I'm coming from Ghana.
My name is Ruth Swetu Sengoi, coming from Zambia.
Coming here this year has been a real experience, especially at night. It looks so beautiful. I mean, the expansion to the streets, the cleanliness of the city. The city is so clean, and you can see people working, and it's exciting. And I think that Addis is Ethiopia is heading in the right direction.
My stay is fantabulous. I like the country. I'm enjoying the tall buildings. The lighting in the night is just phenomenal for me. And the people of Ethiopia are kind. Although there is communication barrier in terms of language, but for those that we can speak to, for those that speak English, we're able to get along, and it's very nice. It's a beautiful country.
Most of the times, the people who report about Africa and about Ethiopia is really Western media, and Western media have a bias towards always looking for conflict. When you look at Western media, they're always talking about conflict in DRC, conflict in Sudan, conflict, but they don't show the other side of the continent. So when you come to a city like Addis Ababa, when you come to Ethiopia and see what is on the ground, it is very different from what you see on Western media television. So we need to change that. We as media, from China's perspective, from African media, we need to change that, and we need to show the world the real developments that are happening, particularly when you look at a country like Ethiopia. Yesterday I was looking at Ethiopian commercial bank. Yes, the very tall building. Yeah, I was wondering which building was this, you know. I was so amazed. It is very amazing. So I think also Western media need to be objective. They need to understand that Africa has 54 countries, and all those countries are in different levels of development. You cannot use the level of Ethiopia development of 30 years ago and say this is how Ethiopia looks like. No, Ethiopia today is almost a middle income country. It's almost, you know, it's really urbanized, you know. So it's really different from 20, 30 years ago. We need to tell that story now.
You're watching ABC, a reminder of the top story. Journalists hail Addis Ababa's remarkable transformation, call for balanced African narrative. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha Germany. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.